Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I just turned around and there are like 7 of you. Oh, Robin, good morning. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Bonjour. What did I say in Portuguese? What she said? Buena notte. Good morning. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. From Arizona, good morning. How hot is it in Arizona? We started the dry season here and the heat has arrived. It's not good. I love Arizona. I went to Arizona and then I drove up to Sedona by myself. Happy Sunday. Hola, Be Well Magazine. Oh, our time is coming up for us to get together. We have 39 women. Oh, that's wonderful. Good morning, Sharon. I hope it's going to be a good, a good chat. People are eager to hear from you. Oh, thank you. I don't even know what I'm saying that people want to hear, but I go places, I'll go to a hotel or in the streets or I'm walking and somebody will say, you don't know me, but I know you. I watch your videos. And that is so heartwarming, that you're doing something that is touching people and they want to hear from you. That is very humbling to me. Very. All right, guys. Let's see. I'm just peeling some garlic real quick. I absolutely adore garlic. I eat a lot of it. So this is pre-Christmas. And I have a treat for you today. I think that's enough. All right. So today is kind of a busy morning. Good morning. We'll be there on January 5th. Wonderful. Okay. Is Greta here? Greta, I need you to help me with those folks who are trollers in here asking something that is totally unrelated to the chat. You can just block them. Okay. All right. Good morning. So today I thought I would give you kind of a peek into what a Panamanian Christmas dinner lunch looks like, right? And I may not have all the drinks, right? But we're gonna do the rice. I'm not doing a ham. They usually have a ham. They even have turkey, believe it or not. I thought they had turkeys in the stores because of us, but no. They cook turkeys during the holiday, La Navideña, which is what Christmas is in Spanish. So on some tables, you're gonna have turkey. They usually have both, turkey and ham, or turkey with a leg of the pig. They call it la pierna, which means the leg. We're not doing that. That is way too much meat. And I was like, oh, I'm mostly plant-based. But I was like, how we used to go to the fair and you buy a big old turkey leg, smoked or whatever. I don't know why I was craving one, but of course I couldn't find it. But around Thanksgiving, I was able to find turkey legs. So I bought 2 of them and they've been in my freezer. So yesterday I was like, why don't I cook those turkey legs? So I thawed them out yesterday. I marinated them overnight and then I popped them in the oven with some veggies. So they are in the oven. So what I'm gonna do, hopefully they're going to be cooked. And then I'm gonna not shred them, but take the meat off and then do like some kind of a glaze, like almost like a barbecue orange glaze, and then toss it in there, and that's gonna be our meat, okay? And then Panamanian holidays, they have I told you that before, They have ensalada de papa fiesta. They call it ensalada de fiesta. And what they do is a potato salad, kind of like our potato salad, except they add some beets in it to make it red. Or we used to call it Russian potato salad. So I'm gonna do that. I have some potatoes here. I have some little ones. So I'm gonna boil them. I'm trying to time everything up. I should have cooked the beets earlier because they usually take a long time. When I try to roast these beets, they take forever. So I'm boiling one here. And of course, we're not gonna do a lot of food. I have a friend who promised me she's gonna come and pick up the, the food today. So we're gonna do the ensalada de papa, which is a potato salad. And then, I'm gonna be very kind when I say this, but Panamanian cuisine does not involve a lot of greens, okay? So don't be looking for green beans and carrots and spinach and kale. You can add it yourself. I've read that they have fruit sometimes available, but veggies are not a thing. So what I thought I would do, because sometimes when I go to a fonda, hola from South Africa. Oh, I love South Africa. For a chubby girl. Well, thank you so much, Mary. I'm not chubby. I don't know what you're talking about. So I've seen coleslaw sometimes as a side. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a coleslaw. So this is the first thing we're gonna do. Put it in the fridge for like a few minutes and it will be good. Beets in potatoes. Yes, actually I grew up eating it like that. We call it the Russian salad. Russian potato salad. Don't ask me why. Maybe the Russians eat a lot of beets. I think they do. So that's probably why. And sometimes if you go to a fonda, you might see a little bit of a salad, like a little bit of lettuce and maybe a little slice of tomatoes, but not very often. It's all about rice. Sometimes they have beans. They use lentils sometimes. But this holiday, the beans that you're supposed to use is called guandu. This is pigeon peas, really. You know, you can buy pigeon peas. I showed you last week. You can buy it in the cans, but for the holiday, you have to get the fresh pigeon peas. It can come green when they first harvest it, but over time it turns black. So we're gonna see how we cook it. You don't boil it ahead of time, although some people can, but I'm gonna kind of cook it as we go. And then it's gonna let go of all the color, the black. So the rice is gonna be a little bit on the darker side. That's called what they call arroz with guandu. Now, I knew it was gonna be a problem last week when I went to Merca and they were like $8.50 a pound. And I'm like, that's a lot because usually it's like $3 or $4, but again, it's a holiday. So this week I went to get some guandu and I ended up paying $9 for this pound. You know, it hurt, but it's a holiday and once a year. They also cook it during Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving is our holiday. So Christmas, that's what they do for La Navideña. I'm not sure if I don't remember if they celebrate New Year's Day like we do, but I'll find out next week, right? Okay, so we're going to cook arroz with guandu, potato salad. I'm going to do the turkey and my way, and then we're gonna do a little bit of a coleslaw, okay? Now, in terms of, oh, I forgot. Something else you will see on a Panamanian table, fiesta, is tamales. Tamales probably has indigenous roots, but they have it all over Central and South America. It is a corn-based food item. They mash the corn and then they top it with a mixture. Could be chicken, could be carne, which is meat, and then some veggies. You know, they put like peppers, onions, and olives, right? Olives, remember the Spanish influence. And then they have to wrap it in banana leaves and tie it. In fact, I was watching a competition the other day on TV for whoever makes the best tamales. I'm ashamed to say I have never eaten a tamale because I'm not a corn person like that. And it is a little bit of a labor intensive kind of thing to make. So I'm like, yesterday I said, I'm going to go to my fonda and get a couple. So I'm going to do this one for you guys. I froze one. I bought two because Wednesday I'm also going to record I'm doing Christmas brunch and I'm going to record it live also. But once you wrap it, you cook it in boiling water. So when we're ready, almost ready to plate, I'm going to dump it in some hot water and let it warm up because it's already cooked. Okay? Don't let me forget the tamale, please. So this is the plan for today. In terms of drinks, the other thing you're going to have at a Panamanian table holiday is the drink they call saril, hibiscus. This is it here. It grows wild here, okay? I have hibiscus, the dry one that I bought in Orlando at a Caribbean store, and apparently it's got properties, antioxidant, vitamin C, and it supposedly lowers blood pressure. So I have a little bit, and I'll make tea because I'm a tea drinker. I'll make tea out of it. But for the holiday, La Navideña, it has to be fresh. Saril, they call it, saril, okay? So, thank you, Robin. So you go to the store, or I went to Merca. Look, they sell it by the bags. So it was about 75 cents to $1 a pound. That one was very affordable. So I got 3 pounds. So this morning, you put some water, you put crushed ginger. I didn't have anything heavy again to crush my ginger, so I sliced it. Fresh ginger is really cheap and abundant here. I love ginger. I even put ginger in my, when you cook poultry, like chicken and stuff, add a little ginger. Okay? So I boiled the water with the ginger, a cinnamon stick, and some cloves. Once the water boiled, then I added the saril. The saril, you have to take the pit out. I use the knife to do that. You boil only the flour. I just posted a short video on my Facebook page to show you. Okay? You got to take the pit out. Okay? And then the flour is what you rinse and then you put. And then once it boils for like a few minutes, you cover it, you turn the heat off. And then I read last night that you're supposed to let it steep overnight, but I thought about it this morning. So it's been steeping for an hour. So you can get the red color. So now I'm gonna drain it, I'm gonna strain it, and then we're gonna put it in the fridge while we cook, okay? So I have my little thing here. So, I have to work ahead for you guys. Hope you appreciate it. All right, so this is saril. You see it? So I'm just going to strain it. So we can, the only thing I don't like about this drink is that you have to put sugar in it to sweeten it. And to me, it kind of takes away from the health benefits, but so I have some brown sugar. I don't know why we think if we have brown sugar, it's not sugar, it's still sugar, okay? But you're gonna have to sweeten it somehow. All right, so I'm gonna cover this and put it in the fridge while we cook. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna put my potatoes to cook. And then we'll talk about that potato salad again. Because usually when I do my potato salad, I'll usually put like a little bit of carrots, some green peas. I don't put onions, but they put onions in theirs, and they put peppers, bell peppers. and then the beets. So I watch some videos because, you know, every country is a little bit different on how they do something. But, you know, the base is kind of the same. A lot of things they do here in Panama, I'm like, oh, yeah, we do something similar in Jamaica. We do something similar in Trinidad. So we're not that different. All right, so that's going to go in the fridge. All right. So how is everybody doing? Are you guys busy? Oh, you're welcome. Oh, something went from that. I got to watch this saril. I have little bugs that come out. You're welcome. How many flowers do you boil? Oh my God. This one, remember, I don't go by counting the flowers. I had about 3 pounds. So almost a pound after I take the pit, and then you put it in there. Because what you're trying to get is that red color. So you need a little bit more. That's why it's only $1 a pound. So it's not that expensive. Agave nectar. Yes, but you know what? It's still sugar. That's why the vegans use a lot of dates, but it's still sweet. You know what? If we could just not use sugar, that would be great. I can drink unsweetened tea, but I can't drink unsweetened coffee. I'm still working on that one. But I don't really use sugar like that. Okay. Honey, but I know, but it's still sugar. Don't think that because you're using honey, agave, dates, or whatever, you know, natural sugar is what you would get when you eat some fruit, right? But even if you're trying to watch your sugar, certain fruits have a higher glycemic index, you know, even though they're good for you. So just do a mixture of your fruits and you should be okay. I mean, you know what? Let's just not stress too much. What you don't want to do is getting all that white sugar and dump it into things, because the white stuff is no good. White sugar, white flour, white bread, and salt. Those are the 4. Okay. All right. So let me get the potatoes going. And then what I'm going to do, when it's almost halfway done, I'm going to add the carrots, because I don't want the carrots to be raw, right? So we want the carrots to cook a little bit. All right. So how are you guys doing around the holidays? Anybody in the blues or just worrying about being alone? I'm doing the my brunch because, you know, people have plans to go here and there. And I said, if you're gonna be alone, come here, let's just hang out and eat, you know, something, because nobody should be alone around the holidays. Because if you have a tendency to be depressed and you're in a different country or you're by yourself, chances are you might want to go inward, and don't do that. I see people sometimes go to like a diner or something on Christmas to get dinner or Thanksgiving, and I'm like, oh, that hurts my soul. The brunch, yes, I'm doing brunch on Wednesday. I'm not gonna tell you what's gonna be on my menu. You know, it's crazy when I say, okay, brunch, it's gonna be easy, and I'm like, okay, this, and then the list gets long, and I'm like, oh, why do you do these things to yourself, Maggie? I do. Okay, hey, Greta, good to see you. I want you to block those people talking crazy stuff here, please. Okay, so we got the potatoes in, a little bit of salt. And not too much. We're gonna cover it. So we're gonna do, right now, we'll do the coleslaw, okay? Coleslaw, we're gonna put, we're gonna shred some cabbage. I got yellow and red. Not yellow, white. And you know, I complain a lot that in Panama, when you buy cabbage, they take away all the green leaves and throw them away. They do. They did the same thing in South Africa. I don't ask me why, but they do. All right. So, and for the first time, I had to get mayonnaise. I haven't touched mayonnaise in a long time. So let's check my beets. Yep, it's doing good. All right, so we're gonna shred some. Now I have one of those fancy slicers, but I'm not gonna do that right now. So in terms of the holidays, ladies and gents, we had some news yesterday. Someone said it to me late last night. There was an article that, you know, I don't like to talk politics on this program, right? I'm just gonna put it out there because you can go read the article for yourself. You know, a lot of us are moving to Panama for peace of mind, for safety, retire. And, you know, as people who are older, you know, my motivation is that I don't want to die over there. I don't want to grow old there because of the way aging and older people live. There was an article in the, I forgot which political magazine that said, our incoming president went on Truth Social, which is his platform, and said that Panama is charging U.S. vessel too much money, and he is thinking that they should take control over the canal from the Panamanians. Now, this is the day after we celebrated the U.S. invasion in 1989. It was a day of mourning. All the flags were flown at half-staff, and the banks were closed, government offices were closed. It was a day of mourning. A day of mourning in Panama means you cannot play loud music because it's a remembrance, right? To show respect. And if you go to the store, we went to the store and they blocked the aisle where they had alcohol. You cannot buy alcohol either. The day after, we celebrated thinking about the community that was destroyed here because of the bombing. Somebody says about 4,000 people were killed. They were trying to find Noriega, but killed a lot of innocent people, destroyed the community, and this community has been riddled with drugs and gangs, and it's never recovered. The day after, this thing is all over. So it's a little bit disconcerting, but not surprising, right? And what I wanted to talk about this morning is how to craft. That's my new word. How do you craft a peaceful life, but mostly up here, regardless of the news, regardless of the noise? You guys know that one of my favorite words is being intentional about things. And when you say you're being intentional, that means you are thinking about it carefully and you actively doing something to make it happen. And I think for me, I remember in 2016, that's when I stopped going to church. Because I was going to a church where from the pulpit, the pastor was saying things that was in accordance with whatever was going on at the time. But we know, totally untrue, just getting caught up. And I said, first of all, I feel that if you're a religious person, you're a shepherd, you're supposed to talk about God and how we live our life. Don't tell me how to think politically or how to vote. That's my personal business. And when I saw how some churches as a whole were rallying behind everything that was being said against marginalized communities, people who are poor, who can defend themselves and all this stuff, I said, you know what? I think it's time for me to step away. And I haven't been in a church since. I Here I go, because this is a very heavily Catholic country. During the holidays, they have program, concerts or whatever. I'll go. It's a social thing, not a religious thing. So when people ask me, are there churches here? I'm saying, yeah, there are churches. I haven't been to them, so I can't really speak about them. Now, did that mean that I just stopped being a believer? No. And what I want to say today is that this world is so crazy. I don't know how people do it without faith, right? As a human being, I feel that there is an innate need to connect to a higher power, right? Because if you're so real and you just look at everything around you, you're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be saddened, angry. And that's why people cross over and become radicalized, right? So you have to be intentional about, I always say, guard your heart, what you read, what you listen to, what you believe, what you latch onto. So in this day, and for the foreseeable future, you have to take steps to protect your psyche, right? So you don't become so disenchanted, so hopeless. And that's the key here. When people lose that sense that, oh, well, there is nothing I can do to change it, there's always something you can do. You can work on yourself. You don't have to go on television. You don't have to go march. You don't have to do all this stuff. Work on yourself, okay? So that's what I think. For the next 4 years or a foreseeable future, I always say, do what you can. If there is nothing you can do, remember the serenity prayer. Remember, that's my life prayer. Lord, help me to accept the things I cannot change. If something is out of your control, let it go. Save your peace. Guard your peace. Now, if there's something you can do, do it. You know, this week, some of the ladies and I, we got together and we went and watched Tyler Perry's the 688 movie. I recommend that everybody watch that movie on Netflix. I don't have Netflix, so one of the sisters does, and she was graciously willing to host us, and that's what we did. We watched the 688. But you know what? It was the same story of non-acceptance, racism, just demeaning. But at we came out saying, yes, it's always been like that. Yes, it feels like we're taking 10 steps backwards. But what's the alternative? Do we just roll over and play dead, or do we just throw our hands up and say, oh, well, it's hopeless, there's nothing we can do? That's a dangerous place to be. You have to be hopeful. The reason you and I are here is because our grandparents, our forefathers fought in their mind, right? You can't just say, I'm going to throw in the towel and just, this is hopeless. Don't do that. I don't want you to do that. So I want you to think every single day, how am I going to live my life? Just because I'm not going on in social media and just saying all these things and arguing with people, that's a waste of time. I don't do that. But guard your heart. Determine inside yourself that you're going to be true to what you believe. And that's why I'm talking about today. I think faith is like an anchor. If you don't believe in anything, what are you? Right? I'm not religious anymore. I'm not going to follow a person, because you know what happens. We've all been disappointed with these preachers and all their craziness. So now I don't. Somebody was interviewing Joyce Myers the other day. And they have things online about all these preachers who are, you know, telling you to bring your tithes and because the Lord told you to, and they're living in the $1 million homes and you know, anyway. I'm not into that anymore. And I believe everybody's going to have to give account for themselves for what they do. And I used to say, when I pay my tithes, I release it. What you do with it is your business. You're going to have to, you know, account to God about that. That has nothing to do with me. But now, I decided, nope, I'm not giving you anything else. Nope, no mas, no more. So you have got to decide for yourself what you believe in and how you're going to live your life. Because your peace it depends on you. Right? So this is where we are. And the older you get, the more you realize that man is wicked. Mankind is wicked. And I say, your level of disappointment in people will be directly related to your expectation of people. That's my quote. If I don't expect too much of you, when you act the fool, then I'm not going to be that disappointed. But when I put you on a pedestal, whether you're a human being, a pastor, a boss, a friend, a husband, and you mess up, yes, you're going to be hurt. Yes, you're going to be hurt. Don't pretend that you're not. That's not the way to deal with the pain either. You are hurt. But should that keep you from believing in everybody else? No. Not everybody's like that. So, I don't know how you feel about what I just said, but that's, you know, you become philosophical about certain things as you get older. And I do believe that my peace of mind is up to me. So if I want to protect my peace, I'm not going to be watching the news 24/7. Just feeding myself a diet of bad news. I go out, I walk, I listen to classical music, I hang out with friends. You do other things, right? Because this life can disappoint you so bad that if you don't watch it, you're going to become hopeless. And the idea is for you not to become hopeless. Because once you become hopeless, they have won. Because that's what they want. They want to crush you mentally. And when you go lay over and it's like, oh, woe is me, I'm depressed, I'm taking anti-anxiety, anti-depression, and all that. Not that sometimes you don't need to take those medication, you know, I'm a clinician, that's not what I'm saying. But I think there's a work that needs to be done inside. And you have to be diligent. You have to watch. Because I don't know if you remember when you were growing up that your grandmother would tell you the devil is lurking around. And you have to be careful who you hang out with, where you go, what you watch, what you listen to. So when you're talking to your kids, and they're not listening to you, you're trying to protect them. I'm grating some carrots for our coleslaw. A little bit more. And then I'm gonna just put the rest in there and for the potato salad. Look at that. 1 carrot, 2 recipes. So, any feedback, guys? That was my little spill. All right. I'm going to All right. Gonna put the carrots in with the potatoes. All right. So we have carrots and cabbage for our coleslaw. Looks so pretty. Don't you love color? It says you eat with your eyes. If the food looks pretty, you're gonna be more likely to eat it. All right, we're gonna make a dressing. For our coleslaw. Okay. Let us do this. Okay, a little bit of mayo. You know, I was looking for Crisco because I'm making some pies. And you can't find like a small size Crisco because I don't use this stuff. They only have the big old can and it's like $6 or $7. And then they have a local brand of the Crisco type thing, and it's just not the same. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I'm almost out. I have to get some more. Salt and pepper. Sometimes they put a little sugar in the coleslaw, but I'm trying not to. That's good. I didn't miss anything. It says a little bit of parsley. I've never put parsley in my coleslaw. Do you put parsley in your coleslaw? Well, you know, I wondered too about the canal, but hey, I'm not smart enough and I wasn't part of the decision. You know, China just built a big, I think it's $4.5 billion port in Peru, where the ships are gonna go straight from Lima, Peru to Shanghai. So they're gonna bypass the canal. And I was worried, and I'm like, you know, isn't that going to affect the canal? But, you know, we are here. It's not gonna be a good thing, but anyway. Celery seed, I don't have that. Pepper, oh, mustard, that's what I missed. Dijon, there it is. I knew I had missed something. A little bit of Dijon. Okay, now we got it. It says parsley. I don't remember putting parsley in my coleslaw, but I'll put a little bit. So, but I don't know. We're not talking politics here, but we'll have to see. What I want to say is that I will not allow that to break my peace of mind. Mm-mm. my piece of, and when I can't control, I let them go, and I'm not going to be discussing, argue with people about whatever, right? Politics have divided people. Families are not talking to each other over politics, which really makes no sense to me. All right, so that's good. It's not a lot of dressing. It's just enough. So salt, pepper, celery seed I don't have. It's not something I cook with, but the recipe calls for celery seed, so we don't have that. So we're just going to mix. Oh, that's a lot of coleslaw. But that I can eat, right? And my friend coming. I'm gonna let you see the turkey and see what we're gonna do with it. Because the rice is not gonna take long. The potatoes, once they cook, I have to let them cool before we start. That's not gonna take long. Coleslaw is done. Isn't that beautiful? So you don't have to buy the stuff already pre-made. You can make your own. You know, if you're into chicken, you cook a nice rotisserie or barbecue. And then if you're trying to do low carb, this is a good recipe to accompany your protein, right? So we're gonna put that in the fridge. Okay. So we have saril in there. We don't want the potatoes to overcook, so I'm gonna check. Oh my goodness, the beets are still hard. A little bit longer. I might have to take the carrots out. I don't want them to overcook. And then we're going to chop the peppers and onions. So the carrots are good, so I'm going to take them out and let them cool outside and let the where's the top? Okay. All right. So let me show you what the turkey looks like. Turkey legs. And we can work on the glaze that we're gonna put on it. Now this is not gonna be the way I'm thinking of the turkey legs, you know, with smoked meat is not healthy. I hope you know that, right? when the heat hits the meat, it changes the chemical composition of the meat. You can have it sometimes, just not very often. Feels like, well, you know, the legs is the part of the meat that is the toughest. I think a little bit longer, but the flavor is really good because, you know, garlic, pepper, adobo, and then at the bottom here, oh, I had some, like a hot pepper. I'm gonna take it out. I put some ginger, some bay leaves. I had some leeks, green pepper. What else? Onions. You see? Ginger. So I am going to put it on high. Cover it so the top doesn't get burnt. But I'm going to put it on high heat. Good flavor. All right. Back in it goes loosely. You're not putting it in, but just loosely. All right. Maybe 450. All right. Okay. What can we do now? We could probably do the rice. Oh, the potatoes. Oh, look at that. They're good now. Okay, potatoes are good. We're going to take the potatoes out, put them in cold water so they can cool off. Okay. I'm gonna put some ice cubes in here just to cool it some more. All right. Now, if I can get the beets, oh, it's not bad. Yep, let's put the beet in here as well. Because the beet is gonna have a little bite to it, which is fine. So I'm gonna cool it off at the same time. And then we'll cook the rice in the meantime. Perfect timing. All right. All right. So, but before we do that, I am making a sofrito, or we call that épice for the rice, okay? I don't have green onions. I can't find really good green onions here in Panama. I don't know why. But they have leeks galore. You know, leeks are usually expensive at home, but not here. And good morning, happy holidays, Nikki, Frank. Delicious food like mom makes. What's on the menu today, Claude? We're making a Panamanian Christmas dinner, minus the ham and the big leg of the pork. So I had some turkey legs I'm cooking. We're gonna make rice with guandu, which is really rice and pigeon peas, but not the pigeon peas you're used to. This is, I don't know if it's just here, but I think they make them all over Central and South America. It's that little brown, black beans. Oh, here they are. So because I'm cooking for Christmas, and of course I have to have rice with guandu, so I'm going to use a little bit of this today, okay? This is my pound, so the majority of it. And then we're doing Russian potato salad. You know Russian potato salad, salad russe. We're making that. They make that here. And we're going to have a tamale because we're in Panama. I had to remember to put the tamale in some boiling water so it can warm up. It's going to be good 10-15 minutes for it to warm up. And we make coleslaw as a side because they don't eat greens here for salad. But they do have spinach. You have to be intentional. I found kale this week at Merca, so I'm going to cook kale. I found okra. So you need to know where to go to look for things. And that's what they say about shopping here in Panama. You don't go to a super Walmart and find everything. You go to Price Mart for some things. You go to Reba Smith for something. You go to Ray's for something. And I said, I'm retired. I can't afford to just go to all these different places. All right. So now, these beans, when they first get harvested, they're all green. Maybe they'll look like the one you have in your can. Because you say guandu. It might look green. Inside the can is going to be grayish, right? You know, processed food. But over time, the guandu turns black. And that's what's going to give the rice that color. But if you look at it, it's not like black beans. It's not as big. You see how cute and round they are? So we will see. All right, I'm not doing a lot of rice today. But Wednesday, when I have my guests, I'm definitely cooking guandu. So it's going to have to last me until then. So let me just rinse those. Now, in terms of drinks, I started to tell you about what Panamanians drink around the holidays. So they usually will have fruits like apple. They like apple, pears, strawberries. We have strawberries here. And they have a drink that looks like a sangria. It's got red wine and something that looks like a 7-Up. And they cut up apples and fruit. That's one drink. But the most popular drink they have is called ron ponche. And it's like cremas, Claude. And then it's got rum in it. And then the other one that is like a eggnog is called ponche crema. It's cream and the eggs, you know. And I've never had eggnog because of that. I've never tasted it. And then this friend said, oh, eggnog is good. But ron ponche is with the rum, and then ron crema is with the huevos, the eggs. So they'll have that. So if they were interviewing people, say, okay, what are you going to have on your table this Panamanian, this Navidad? They're like, of course, they're going to have ham. They're going to have rice because rice is the center of the diet here. And then they mentioned the papas, you know, the salad, the red salad. And then they're like ron ponche and saril. You have to have saril. Okay, saril they call also flor de Jamaica. That means Jamaican flower, which is the hibiscus flower. But because remember, Panama is a fusion. You have Chinese, Spanish, Caribbean, but Caribbean influence is really strong here. So that's why they have saril. And there's another bread. There's a Jamaican bread they make. It's not quite like breadfruit. What is that? Breadfruit, not breadfruit. What do they call it? with the bread with all the fruit cake. It's not like fruit cake, but they do have a brown bread that you, if you go to Jamaican, Rio Abajo and Colon, Bocas del Toro, they're gonna have that bread. There's a lady in our group, she made some last year, and I bought 2 loaves, but then I was like, oh, I need to, it's just too much for me. So there are a lot of things that they eat. Okay, so before we get started, I'm gonna make Claude like you would think is 8 piece. So I have some leeks in there because I don't have green onions. I have some green pepper, I have onions, and I have a lot of garlic, right? Now I need to put some cilantro, and then we're gonna mash it, and that's going to be the base for our rice. But that's my culture. I watch people make this rice Panamanian style. Some people put the culantro in there. Some people don't put anything except some salt. So it runs the gamut as to what you put in it, how you cook it. But because I am obsessed with flavor, you all know that, I'm gonna have to make my own épices. All right, so all righty. Okay. And then you have to put some olive oil. Some of us make this like in the blender, and you make a lot and you put it in a jar, and then as you cook, I've made it in a jar, but it would last. I don't cook that much for myself. So this is perfect. I don't need to make a whole lot. All right. And again, because I'm not trying to recreate my house, so I don't have a KitchenAid, I don't have a processor, and I'm like, if I start buying these things, I feel like I'm going back, and I don't want to have all these gadgets here anymore. So, all right. So we shall rinse this out. All right. So we're just gonna put that as a base, and then maybe a couple of bay leaves and they have cilantro, and maybe I'll throw in there a big habanero. I believe I have some, if I can find them. Yep, I found some at Merca. And they were like $8 for $1. Last time it was $12 for $1, but you know it's a holiday. They're trying to make a buck. I'm like, okay, whatever. All righty. Olive oil. Okay, I was like, where's my beans? All right. So what are you guys doing for Christmas? Good morning, Nikki. Love from Uganda. Oh my God, I want to visit Uganda so bad. I think next year I'm going to go to Kenya, and Uganda is right next door. I probably can make a little stop there. I'd love to go to Uganda. some green tea. And then this morning I made some stock. I think I told you guys, whenever I have some leftover veggies. So I had the spine from broccoli, watercress, some from the leeks, and I just put them all in here boiling, and then I'm going to use that as my water. I thought they put coconut milk in this rice, but they do not. So I don't want to commit the unpardonable sin as I'm trying to as I'm trying to recreate the Panamanian dinner. All right. Ooh, that's a lot. Maybe you don't use all of it. So this is the mixture, sofrito or ipis, whatever you want to call it. Once you get in the habit of using that as a base for your food, sabor, flavor. Oop, there's a whole garlic that did not crush. It's funny. I am going to chop them. I don't have your garlic. I was listening to this guy today. He was saying, if you eat garlic with milk, it's good for digestion. Yeah, all kinds of things. Reduce inflammation. Oh my goodness, there's so much on this. On social media, you're gonna lose your mind. But you know, just add certain things to your food. You know, like ginger, turmeric. You know, what they call the anti-inflammatory diet, right? Eliminate sugar. Sugar is inflammatory. So, processed food. I know I've told you that before. If you eliminate prepackaged food, you got half the battle. Okay, I'm looking for the bay leaves. Misplacing things again, Maggie. These are really cheap here. You could buy this for like 50 cents. Bay leaves, we're putting a couple. So now we're going to add our washed guandu. The smell. Lovely. Season. And I'm going to throw habanero pepper in there. You know how I do. And what I see them do, because remember the peas, the guandu, was not boiled previously. So they just add a little bit of water and they let it cook. And then when you check it again, you make sure that the peas have softened before you add your rice. okay? So I'm gonna cover it and put it down on medium. All right, while this is happening, we're gonna work on the potato salad. All right, these are the potatoes, and yeah, I can hold them now in that one beat. So we are going to peel. And we can chat if you guys have anything you want to talk about. Now they have some russet potatoes. I bought a few, but I thought I would save them for my dinner on Wednesday. And I had these little ones, so I thought I would just use these. You know, have you ever used finger lane potatoes? Oh, I love those. It's got that pretty yellow color. Oh, yum. They're so yummy. You know, actually potatoes are good for you. But again, for me, it's another carb. So I have to be careful. I told you before, as I get older, I'm more sensitive to carbs. So if I, like last night, I had some grits. If I'm hungry, I will do something quick like that. And then I woke up this morning and my face was swollen. Oh my gosh. They were interviewing this woman. She's the little lady with short hair on Shark Tank. And, you know, she's a multimillionaire. And they were asking her, she said she's 70 something. And she said, don't let them fool you. Aging sucks. And I think it's so funny. All these old women are looking for a husband. And I'm like, oh, lady. And they want younger ones. And I'm like, well, if you're looking for, you're going to be a cougar, you just have to put an ad in certain places and you'll get plenty of responses. Oh. Aging sucks. But there's nothing you can do about it. Might as well adjust. You know, for a long time there, I was kind of like angry. And I'm like, why do we have to grow old? Why do the parts have to start breaking down? No answer. So it's like, okay. I woke up the other day and I was in bed and it was like my left hip started to act up. And I'm like, oh. And then again, I had to think, it's like, you know, Maggie, you preach that the body is going down. Well, yours is no exception, right? So I started doing a lot of stretching. I was, you know, I do a little yoga. I don't do it every day, but I think as you get older, it's probably a good idea to do a lot more stretching, especially of the joints, you know, because that fluid that's in between the joints to keep it supple is going down. So, and that's what causes people in pain when they say bone on bone. It's rubbing and you start having these pains. And then mine was almost like a little bit of a sciatica, because I would start feeling a little bit of numbness down my leg and the top of my foot. So I knew it wasn't really pain. It's just the nerves acting up. So I started doing a lot of stretching. It lasted a good 2 weeks, but now I don't feel it anymore. So I don't know. Then it's gonna be the right hip. Then it's my right shoulder is not the best because I remember in college, you carry all these books. And so I knew that I was going to have some wear and tear. So that right shoulder, like if I go to Medica and I'm trying to, carry stuff, I have to, what did I say? You got to spread it around. You know, I can't have all the weight on one side. All right, guys. Here we are. Yep, the little beet cooked just perfect. It's not overly done. Got a little bite to it, which is the way I like it. So we are good to go. Now, when I do potato salad, I don't do it fine. I like to do it like small cubes. So let's do it like that, right? You don't want the potatoes to be too overly cooked. Oops. This one looks white, the other ones are yellow. What's up with that? That's weird. I didn't want to cook a lot because when she comes, I want to make sure she takes most of it, because all of this I don't want here. I ordered some cookies for Christmas for dessert. I was going to make a carrot cake, but I was like, oh, that's a lot of work. Because I'm making French toast and other things. So if you want to see, if you're home on Christmas Day and you don't have anything to do, like I said in my post, you might want to tune in and watch me act crazy. I wanted to go to church because they have a basilica here, which is like a cathedral. They always have stuff there. But apparently, one of my subscribers, he's Panamanian, hilarious. He's probably going to tell me, he's probably watching, I don't know. But he says there is something that they do on Christmas Eve. It's almost like a, what do they call it? What I'm looking. It's almost like a vigil, right? And people are there overnight. Well, I don't know that I can do overnight, you know? Okay. What else? We need to put the beets and the carrots, right? You're probably thinking, you're gonna cut yourself. Nope, I don't. And we're gonna do the peppers, the carrots. There is somebody upstairs that walks so heavy. Every time they move around, I hear boom, boom, boom. This is so annoying. And this is why, you know, those of us who own your homes and you come and you live in an apartment, those are the things you're getting used to. I mean, you don't get used to, but it's so annoying because I don't like to hear my neighbors. So now I'm hearing these people. Yesterday, I was so annoyed. Last night, I took my broom and I wanted to just hit the ceiling to let them know that it's annoying me. And the ceiling was solid. It would not even make you couldn't hear anything. You know, my little my little broom was not, you know, heavy enough. I'd have to have something metal. All right, let's see. We need peppers. ¿Dónde están? Okay, so I'm gonna use like a slice, just small. And I have yellow. I don't think they do yellow, they do red. Yeah. I'm just doing a couple of pieces of peppers, that's all. Oh, they do onions as well. I have a little bit of red onions. I can put that in there. They do onions. I could have used my board, but I have this thing in my way. I can smell the turkey. Okay. So it's going to be mustard, mayo, salt, pepper, and I always add a little bit of, you know, squeeze of lemon in my potato salad. I don't know, maybe a little bit of oregano, I'm thinking. Okay. Well, one thing I can say, it's colorful, right? Okay. So, mayo. Mustard. My Dijon is, I'm finishing it up. I had to get another one. All right. I have my lemon, salt, pepper. Really nice. They have like, there is a brand here called Sabrosita. Now, my experience with certain brand, you know, I don't eat cereal or stuff, and I tell people, if you're looking for your American brand, you're gonna be disappointed, but certain things are just not the same. So I was looking for Hellmann's, and it still didn't look like Hellmann's. It's pretty good. All right. So I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon, like I said. That's just me. I think it could use a little bit of salt. All right. Ensalada de fiesta. Ensalada de papa de fiesta. Okay, so we are good to go here. Yummy. But I'm gonna put it in the fridge. We're gonna finish the rice and then work on our turkey, and we're done. Oh, so now I'm gonna put the water to boil so I can warm up my tamales. Ah, I remembered. No room in the fridge. Because I do want you guys to see what the tamale looks like on the inside. All right, so let's check on the rice and see what's happening. I mean the beans, actually, we don't have the rice in there. It's not good, it didn't turn too dark, but let's see. That's good. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I bought what we call arroz entero. So I didn't buy the bleach one, I bought the whole one. Entero means full, intact. You know, just trying. So let's rinse. It's funny, when you wash this rice, there is not a lot that come off of it, so you don't have all that white because it hasn't been bleached. All right. Well, I'm gonna turn the oven off because I'm smelling this turkey that it's ready. All right, so let's turn the heat back up. Love from Uganda. I got that. Good morning, Maggie. I can see that your meals are very healthy. I try. What is wrong with a younger one? Younger what? Oh, you mean the younger man? Nothing is wrong with the younger man. No, that's what she wants. And I said, you know, there are a lot of them out there waiting for your call. But you do have some younger people who are more mature than the older one. Alrighty, so let me make a bouquet for I already have the habanero in here. Well, actually, I don't have any thyme. I could not find any thyme in the store. Remember, I was telling you, getting thyme is like hit or miss here in Panama. So I already have the bay leaves in there, so it's just gonna be the parsley. Okay, let's get the turkey out. I just want this rice to kind of toast a little bit. All right, and we have to make a sauce for our turkey. Well, actually, there's plenty of sauce in there, so I'm gonna use some of that. Maybe add some orange juice. Here's the turkey. You see it? All right, let's taste the, let's check the doneness, we call that. Now this is dark meat, like I said, so it takes a little bit longer to cook. Okay. So, let me let it rest for a little bit. And then I'm going to use the pan and use some of the juice to make a sauce. Let it rest. And put it in here to make the sauce. Put some of the broth in here. The veggie broth that I made. All right. Not too much water, because I don't want to overcook it. Taste to see that the taste is okay. It needs some help. Okay. A bit of adobo. My slap your mama is done, and I didn't get to go to Reba Smith to replace it, so I might miss something here, but we're gonna try. It's got plenty of herbs. It's got the pepper, the bay leaves, and the parsley, and it had the sofrito, so it should be good. Okay, better. All right. Now, while the turkey is resting, we're gonna make a sauce, okay? So I'm gonna use this pan here. I I got some onions, leftover onions. I'm going to use that. Some garlic. And then I'm going to use some of the juice in there to okay. And I got a tomato here that looks like it's trying to go bad. So I'm going to use it. Never let your stuff go bad. Find use for it. Okay. Some oil. And this is where I'm going to put a little bit of butter. I told you I love this New Zealand butter. It's like $8 for a pound. But there's certain things that you splurge on, right? If you're trying to create flavor, sometimes you have to splurge. Remember, when you cook your meat, you always let the meat rest, okay? Always leave it alone for 10-15 minutes, if you can, to set all the juices inside. Otherwise, if you cut it right away, all the juice is gonna go out, gonna leak out, and you're gonna have dry meat. Okay, let's put the tamale in here. So it can't, because I want to open the tamale and let you see what it looks like. So it's going to go inside the water. It's going to boil. Ouch. Some garlic. I don't know where I'm going to find time. I can't bring it with me when I go home. I know if I go somewhere Caribbean, Rio Abajo, I'll be able to find some. But you know, Caribbean, if you don't cook with thyme, okay? All right, so. I know when I make the sauce, I'm going to have to thicken it with some cornstarch. Okay? Come on, Ricey. I tell you, these burners drive me absolutely crazy. They just take forever. Very nice. Okay. Now I'm going to borrow some of the juice from the turkey here. I think I want to put like 1 habanero pepper in here. Okay. Some of the leeks. Maybe once the sauce is done, I'm just gonna cut up the meat and just put it in there. Yum. Oh, it tastes good. Now this friend came here for Thanksgiving, and she made a turkey gravy. I'm not good at making turkey gravy, and her gravy was so good. So she promised me she'd make me more gravy. Because our gravies don't come out the same, but hers was really good. I think this is gonna be good too. I'm just gonna thicken it with some cornstarch. She used flour. The taste is really good. All right. Why do I feel like I'm cooking a Thanksgiving dinner here? Come on. Vamos. You know, they show you Panamanians cooking this on the fire, and I was like, yeah, probably go faster. All right, so we are pretty much done. If I can get this rice to cook fast. All right, I'm gonna get some cornstarch. I think I have a little bit left. And do what we call a slurry. Even though Mudiwa would use a flour to make hers, but I don't know how to do that. I gotta watch her next time she comes over to see how she makes hers. And the slurry is just cornstarch in a little bit of water. We call that slurry in cooking jargon. Here it is, nice and thick. I didn't even need to put any tomato paste in this one. It's really good. All right. A little bit of squeeze. You know me and my lemon. Okay, so let's find another pot. And we're gonna cut up the chicken, the turkey, and put it in here. We can turn this off and bring the turkey. Feel like I'm carving the turkey, right? I scored the legs because I wanted them to get, you know, all the seasoning. Ooh. You know, the legs have those veins that are not easy to come off. I could have pretended it was a ham and slice it thin. I didn't think about that. All right, and we're not gonna have jelly cranberry thing to put on there. Oh my God, I was doing something funny with the cranberries because, you know, when I cook turkey, we don't put cranberry. And I was trying to make a sauce with the cranberry that I bought. And Sonia, one of the ladies, said, "What's that?" I said, "Cranberry sauce." She said, "You don't cut it." I'm like, "Oh, you cook it like from the can?" Ew. Yep. But Modiwa made me taste it the other day. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It's an acquired taste. Because when we cook our turkey, we don't worry about cranberry sauce or that canned stuff. Now, one of the reasons that I decided to cook the turkey is that when I ate the turkey leftovers for Thanksgiving, my tummy did not like that too much. So I was like, maybe I should stay away from that turkey. So I don't know, I have these two legs, maybe I'll make soup. Yeah. All right, one more. That's that. Okay, there. Yeah, I had ginger in this. You know, when you are cooking poultry, get in the habit of adding a little ginger. Whether you're stuffing the chicken to do a rotisserie or to do a roast chicken, just put some ginger. Game changer, okay? Ginger goes well with poultry. You know, when you go to the Chinese restaurant, they cook with a lot of ginger, don't they? So, they must know something that we don't. All right, guys. All right. I think that's it. So now here's our turkey. And we are going to pour our sauce on it. I'm gonna leave a little bit on the side. But so let it soak up all that gravy because you're gonna have rice and potatoes and it's gonna be a little bit dry. So having a little bit of a, you know, kind of look like a turkey and pepper sauce. It's really good, you guys. Really good. Okay. Goodness, the rice is holding me back. So I think that's gonna be the one that's keeping us. Let's see. I don't know. I think if I were to make it again, I would put the coconut milk in it. I feel like it's missing something. Maybe it's the slap your mama that's missing. All right. The tamale is boiling, so it should be done. But the rice is still going. Vamos. But that was work today. You guys still here? Happy. Is it your birthday, Joe? Enjoy your year, be in awe and wonder, cheering you on. Oh, happy birthday. Someone told me to always brine my bird. Brining is wonderful. It gives you all that flavor and it softens the bird. But here I couldn't brine my turkey. I don't have a pan big enough because you have to submerge it in that brine. When I was home, I would, but here I couldn't. So I did the next best thing. I made an herb oil, butter, and then put it underneath the skin, and it worked. You just adjust. You do what you can. All right, guys, any other question that you have about Panama? The dry season has started. It's gonna be heat, hot. And the rain has kind of, yesterday we had like, a little sprinkling. No, actually it rained a little bit because nothing is as it always has been nowadays with climate change. So you could say that, it's a dry season, it's not gonna rain, and then it rains, right? But the heat, and then it's also the busy season here in Panama. So people looking for accommodations, you may have a little trouble because people come to visit between December and May, right? Even when you're trying to rent, you might see your rates go up a little bit because the owners know that they're gonna have a lot of people. The demand is gonna be high. So that's what's happening. And then pretty soon it's going to be carnival, more partying, more fiestas, more food, more music, more fireworks. Actually I didn't hear fireworks. What Friday was a summer day, so we didn't have fireworks. But for Christmas, I'm going to see if they're going to have a lot of fireworks. Yes, you're right, Joe. Brining is the way to go if you can. But you have to have a big old pot to submerge it. And in that brine, you put everything in there and it softens the burn. It does. It does. And of course, there were people who said the best way to eat the bird is to fry it in a deep fryer. Never had it, but I don't know. All of this cooking, I got to detox to lose some weight. The best way to lose weight is to eat less and exercise more. Drink a lot more water and stay active, right? And of course, know what you're putting in your body. Quantity matters. People used to say, "Oh yeah, you burn it," but remember, as we get older, ladies, your metabolism shuts down. So that's the problem. So now everybody on TikTok and everything say, "Oh yeah, to lose the belly fat, you do this, you do that." That's money making. Keep moving, eat well, and and eat a little bit less. That's why intermittent fasting work, or just regular fasting. Some of us, if you could do a 48-hour fast, you can. If you can't, the doctor said don't do it. But eat smaller portions. Yep. And then this guy talks about your metabolic rate, whatever he calls it, depending on who you are, from your genes. Then you need to eat certain food. It's just too complicated for me, 59. Oh, Jewel, you're a baby girl. You planning every day. Aww. If you can have a remote job, you can. You don't have to wait. You can work remotely here, and then until you can get your Social Security, you don't need to. But you can come here on a remote job. And I told this nurse, I said, if you can have your work, let's say you're doing discharge planning, or you're a coder, I'm into medical, or anything that you can do online. If your job would agree to let you do it remotely, you could do it. But some people, they're working remote and they say, my job doesn't know that I'm not in the States. Well, I wouldn't recommend you do that, because a lot of places that are giving you a remote job, they call it a hybrid now. They want you to come in sometime to put their eyes on you so they know you you're there. I know most companies want. Do you know when I left at 62, I was still in the States, and I thought that I would be working, part-time, because there was a facility right next to me that I could go in there. But people get vindictive. They're like, "Oh, you want to leave? No, we're not going to give you anything." So I tried to find remote job. I think somebody says you could learn to teach English, but again, they say there is $10 an hour, and you have to pay, get the training. And I'm like, no. And then they pay like $10 an hour at the most. It would be hard for me to work for $10 an hour, but I guess it's better than nothing. So I just adjusted to what my income allows, and just, try other things. But there's some people who are still working remotely, like psychologists, people who are social workers, people who are doing counseling. You could do those remotely, easy. And I think after COVID, when so many people started working online, and some jobs have transitioned totally to online, but a lot of them, I don't know if it's vindictive or not. People they were doing a lot better, and they were very productive working online. So why not do it? But some of them will not. They say, you can do a few days at home, but we want you to come in for a meeting, and so many days a month or whatever. Yeah. I know. Live in Atlanta, and I work for Orlando Health. Oh, okay. But they don't allow international logins. Ooh. Yeah, I wouldn't do it, especially Orlando Health. They have reaches everywhere. They'll find out. I think you have to be open. If the company is not willing to allow international call-ins or whatever, don't do it, because you don't want to have them find out, and then, it's not a good situation. Oh, we thought you were in Atlanta and then you were in Panama. There's a company that advertises, what do they call it again? Um, it's not remote jobs, but anyway, they totally understand people working online, but a lot of it is just data entry and answering the phone and talking to these people who are rude to you for like hours a day. Is that what? I don't think I want to do that. So that's why online, something that you create that you can do online, is the best way to do it, but it's not easy. It's not easy. And I thought I would be able to find something really quick, but no. They ages them thinking, oh, you want to retire? Okay, you can retire, but we are not going to support you. So, and I keep telling them, I said, you're the one at a loss. You're losing because you have people who are highly trained, who could work for you remotely, but you're being vindictive and you won't allow them to do it. At the end of the day, you're the one who's losing, right? Because we have all this skill that we can use. And one of my goals is to create that awareness with companies to say, you have all this knowledge, you don't have to pay benefits, because that's one of the reasons they don't want to hire older people, because you've maxed out on the pay scale and you're older, they're going to have to pay more for you for your health insurance, and then you get sicker because you're getting older. But I'm like, but what if it's just a contract basis where you don't have any responsibilities towards that worker? Why wouldn't you consider it? It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. But they don't. They're not. All right, the rice is almost done. And then we will plate so you guys can go enjoy your day. It's a little hard, but the taste is good now. All right. I remember after I left home care, I used to own my company. I sold it. I took some time off. Maybe I think I was gone for a couple of years. When I went back to get into work, nobody would hire me. It was, maybe I was early 50s. Once you hit your 50s, they think we're no good. I don't understand it. Because in my mind, I'm telling people that they need to start reprogramming themselves in terms of aging, right? Because we're living longer. I think from your 50s to 70s, those are your best years, where you have so much experience, you season, you experience, and you would be so productive. But the culture says they're still stuck with the numbers, right? Where I think I did a video about, I was doing some research that there was this guy, maybe in the 1940s, 50s, and he wrote an op-ed that says, oh, you need to retire by the time you're like 45, 50, because after that, your brain is dead, you're worthless. Well, that was then. This is now. So why can't the business world, keep up with the time that we are living longer, we are healthier, we can be more productive? I don't get it. I keep talking about the paradigm shift, but they're just not switching their mind to see what's available, how you can tap into all that. I don't know. All righty. The rice needs to cook a little bit longer. I'm sorry, because it's a little bit hard. But the meat is good. All right. How to plate this now? You got meat, you got potato salad. I think it's gonna be side by side. I don't think I can do a mound with this food. Oh, and the saril, we gotta sweeten this and get our drink ready. The saril. So I'm gonna put some brown sugar in it and see. I have a couple of, I'm gonna throw in a couple of packs of my monk fruit, which is a Splenda type. But what they usually put is the raspadura, which is like a cane sugar they use. Raspa. We're gonna put some. So you serve it on ice. But it's only once a year, so I guess I'm okay. But I don't like things that are sweet. I think it's good enough for me. I don't like it sweet. All right. So we're ready for the drink. And I'm gonna put it, you know, in a glass like this, or you could use a large wine glass like this. But we're gonna use one of these. All right, vamos, arroz. The rice is holding us up. I'm so sorry. Miscalculated. Any other questions, you guys? Thank you for hanging with me. I'm gonna be heading to Orlando in January. And then I'd like to go to Kenya next year. I want to do a couple of trips. I want to do an Asia trip, but I don't think I can afford it both in 1 year. So I'll go to Kenya and Uganda in maybe March or May, because I don't like to travel during the summer when the weather is bad and, you know, tornadoes and hurricanes. I'm not a cruiser. I don't like to cruise. Too many people together. I don't like that. And there's a lot of people lately. There is a Facebook page. It says cruise, or is it a YouTube cruise news or something? And they're always showing you people misbehaving on the cruises, and you know, it's like people on vacation. They just let it all out. They have no filter, and they're just doing all kind of craziness. And the other day they had a big fight. The other day somebody died on a ship. He started acting erratically, and it looked to me was having a mental health crisis. But I don't know what happened. They were trying to detain him. Maybe they tased them, and they say he mysteriously died. So I don't know. So yeah, I don't like to cruise. I've been on 2 cruises, Royal Caribbean and what's the first one? But I don't like it. And when you're eating, thousands of people in the dining room. In my mind, I'm thinking, how was that food prepared? How many people touched the food? How many people coughed on the food? I know. I'm bad that way. Okay. All right. Let's put some cubes. So if a Panamanian invites you to Christmas or to a holiday meal, always ask for the saril, the drink, okay? It should be that color. You see the saril? Made with love. Hibiscus tea. Very refreshing. Lots of ginger in here. And if you want, you can decorate it with some mint. I don't have mint today. It's really good. And I did make it really sweet so I can drink it. Very good. All right. So we're going to plate. I'm going to let this cook for the last 2 minutes. And we have coleslaw, we got potato salad, that is what your Panamanian holiday plate is gonna look like. Okay. All right. Vamos. Potato salad. I think I heard someone ask a Panamanian one time, what is your favorite food? And then he's like, oh, an arroz, of course. Okay. Then I'm going to put our coleslaw. So you want to put the coleslaw probably, the rice is going to be there. So let's put the coleslaw right here. The coleslaw was in the fridge and it looks perfect. Okay, we're going to put the meat, our turkey. Let's put it over here. Now remember, I made a sauce with tomatoes and then we're gonna get to the rice. Now the tamales are usually put on a different plate, right? Because there's no room. Alrighty. So, if we want to, I don't know, maybe I'll put it a little far like that. Okay, we are done. Now that is a big plate, isn't it? For a holiday? And the tamale, I want to open it for you so you could see what it looks like. All right. They will usually be on the table looking like that, right? But then you have to cut the string, open the banana leaves. See, that's a lot of work. I'm like, nope, I'm not making tamales. Oh, double wrapped. This is a tamale, okay? I'm going to get oh, yeah. You could get something flat like that to get the tamale out. That would be, yeah, the corn thing, that's not for me. Oh, it looks like it's ready to fall apart here. So it's the corn. This is corn. It's okay. But if that's what you're used to, and it's part of your culture, you would want it. They do, I think some of them have vegetables inside, but this one, I asked that they only had chicken, so this is supposed to be chicken inside here. Okay? So my tamale, maybe I over warmed it up, but it's really good. It's got a good flavor. Okay. Got a little heat too. All right, guys. Sorry to keep you long today, but we got tamales and we have our holiday plate, which looks absolutely amazing. And we have our drink. Where's my saril? Salud. Salute. So this is it. You got a bowl. Greta. I know that, but that's a lot of food, isn't it? How can you eat all that? I can't eat all that. Huh? Well, I put a lot of turkey on it. You don't have to eat that much turkey, but salad, coleslaw, rice, meat, and tamale. They need to pull you with a truck. But if you can make this, make it. And you know, if you don't have the fresh flour, you can buy hibiscus tea, the dry one, and then boil the water, put the crushed ginger and the cinnamon stick and the cloves, and then put the flour in there because they're going to release their color and they're going to loosen up. And then you strain it, and then remember, it's good for you, good for your blood pressure. Don't put a lot of sugar in it though. I like this. I like this. The tamale, kind of an acquired taste. It's gonna be for me just like that corn thing that I tasted the other day. That's not bad. Actually, it's not bad at all. I can see myself eating it. Yeah. It's good. I didn't make it though. All right, guys. Have a beautiful day. Have a merry, merry, merry Christmas. If you're not working, enjoy the day. But remember, I'll be recording live my brunch for Easter, Christmas. But I'm gonna start cooking probably, you know, you start the day before, prepping, because I'm making frittatas. I'm making quiche Lorraine. Ooh, you wanna see that one? And other things, you know, because it's brunch, you're gonna have to mix egg dishes with other dishes and mimosas and stuff like that. All right, have a beautiful day. I love you guys. Mwah. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Bye.